Hey man, what's happening? Coming back with another video. Cool Water, the digital dope man. I know I'm looking a little rough. It's time to hit the barber shop, but you know, I'll be getting to that probably tomorrow and whatnot. Today, I really wanted to go into something that I kind of say off and on when I'm tweeting or posting on Facebook, and that's be a disruptor. So I want to definitely go into that and explain why I believe you really need to act up. And that's really what I'm saying when I say be a disruptor. That's just a more or less of a business term or a marketing term or a term used probably in warfare or something like that garners the attention needed for you to rise in society and in your business and whatever else you're doing. So one of the things, because it hit me Friday, that I was thinking about was the individuals inside the music business, politics, and business who have been disruptors. So we'll take, and I'm going to name them, and then kind of go into each one. We got Master P coming out in the 90s. Eminem, Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, NWA, Public Enemy, PE, as we all know, PE, Public Enemy. Ice Cube was a disruptor after he left NWA. Record labels, Priority Records, Ruthless Records, Bad Boy Records, Death Row Records, politics. Donald Trump is an excellent example of being a disruptor because he got folks pissed off. But you don't never stop talking about Trump. Cats on the Shark Tank. Mark Cuban is a disruptor. He's an asshole, but he's a disruptor. He did some things that was unorthodox in his earlier stages of his career. Virgin Records, Virgin Air, Virgin Mobile with the CEO, and I don't know why, Richard Branson. I'm sorry, Richard Branson. He was a disruptor. Jeff Bezos with Amazon, disruptor. Bill Gates, disruptor. So all of these folks and more went against the grain of society and became a disruptor and became unorthodox in their thinking habits and thought outside the box and made it a point to do it differently than what everybody else was doing. And then you, as of today, participate in everything. Steve Jobs, prime example. Everybody on the planet damn near got an iPhone. Everybody on the planet damn near got an iPhone. Disruptor. Let me knock off a couple of people on this list. Master P, prime example. During the 90s, hip hop was authentic. It was conscious. It was organic. And what nobody from the South who was country, who couldn't rap, who was rocking gold teeth and all that other shit, you wasn't finna get no play. Wasn't nobody finna holler at you. It was East Coast rap, then it slid to the West. But even the West Coast wasn't getting as respect as they deserved, but they had the beats, they had the flavor, and they still had some of that flow. So Master P came along and somehow or another managed to stick with his guns and put himself in a position where he branded himself to be totally different than all them guys that was hot. Tupac, Ice Cube, Too Short, Eazy-E, Biggie Smalls, Craig Mack, Twista, Common. All of them dudes from back in the day was what, KRS-One was what they talk about. Everybody laughed at P. This dude can't rap. This dude is this da 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 da. But he was still building. He was building his entity. He was building his brand. He was building his company. He was building his artist. And then what? He goes to get that record deal or get that distribution deal from Priority Records and managed to, with the help of the aid of Wendy Day, because that's something that he don't ever talk about. But most of us that in the circle, we know. And back, in the music industry, Wendy Day was partly responsible for doing that deal, according to her, with Priority Records, along with Cash Money too, that helped get them dudes them big checks and retain a large majority of their masters. A large majority of the masters. So P got the deal, and then from there, he started releasing Mystical, Mia X, True, bunch of other groups. And he on the Billboard Top 100 with like 5-6 artists at the same time. But he was unorthodox. He was the disruptor. He got out of the box. And today, most of them cats don't even exist. They ain't even around. They don't own shit. And they ain't as wealthy and as rich as Master P. Prime example. So, being a disruptor, Joey Badass, breaking your neck to stand out is imperative, especially in today's society with the emergence of social media and all the followers and the fakers and the what's the word I'm looking for? Jokesters, whatever you want to call them. Eminem, disruptor. Here's a white boy doing black music and doing it damn near better than the ones that had been in the business. And because he sounded different, looked different, acted different, it allowed him the ability to be able to catapult himself to another realm that most of us artists could only dream of. With the help of Dr. Dre, of course, and Jimmy Iovine and Interscope Records. But he managed to put himself in a box, he put himself outside the box, and to this day, he still be labeled one of the most iconic rap figures in the game because he did something different. He talked about different stuff. He didn't even get down with the same conversation that most of the rap game was talking about, But like my cousin said, what do we say about most white boys? They crazy. Okay, well, that was his angle. And he did a damn good job at that. Vanilla Ice. He was another one that was kind of unorthodox way before Eminem. Vanilla Ice, Third Base. Them white guys was totally different in how they presented. Vanilla Ice was really the MC Hammer of rap from a white perspective. But he was unorthodox. He was just a disruptor. He came outside the box. MC Hammer. MC Hammer was definitely different. His whole concept was different. Now, back when he was coming up, he still was deemed an outcast, and the rap community wasn't embracing MC Hammer, because MC Hammer did not fit the stereotypical mold of what West Coast rap was about. He was dancing and rapping, and then the clothes, they was something from in a lost era, so to speak. He had a different style. He was a disruptor, but he sold more records than most of them dudes that was hardcore street, keeping it real hip hop, because he was catapulted by Capitol Records into the pop market because he could reach more people. Now everybody look back and say, damn, MC Hammer was a legend because he did it his way. He went out the way and did it his way. He didn't follow the crowd. Records still make you want to get up and dance to this day. He don't have as much money from his improper money management skills, trying to feed everybody, but he's still okay. He ain't hurting, but at the same time, he probably could have got a better financial um, manager for the bread, and when it would have been different. Who else? NWA, definitely different. They whole concept as a group was totally different. The shit that they were saying was different. Everybody couldn't help but play that NWA. Hell, Too Short was different. Outrageous with his style. You know, he had a catchphrase. Everybody knew what Too Short was about. You see what I'm saying? NWA did something, man, that most rap groups today, and shit, hell, if you had rap groups hardly today, most rap groups never did, which was they put reality in rap music that a lot of people couldn't even fathom. They really hit home with the storytelling aspect. Public Enemy, they was iconic out of the box because they took conscious rap to a level it had never been took to before, and they came with the military stance, military dance, with the jokester being Flavor Flav, Professor Griff. You know, they put a combination together that was uniquely different, and they Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, NWA, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, this is the type of stuff that you got to be looking to do in order to stand out. So you could quit falling in line with the same old rhetoric, the same old crowd, doing the same old shit that everybody does and getting the same result. You got to be different, man. You can't be like everybody. You can't fall in line with the norm because the norm is what's keeping you where you at. You got to be a terror. You got to be a bad little kid. You got to be out here, man, making folks say, man, I hate that motherfucker, but I want to hear what he got to say. Umar Johnson, same thing. Dr. Umar Johnson, out of the box, unorthodox, a disruptor. People still waiting on the school. They still throwing a fit about the school. The money still sitting in the bank. But whatever he did and whatever he's doing, it got you talking, and you still continue to talk about that man because that man did it differently. He didn't go along to get along with everybody. Who else out here, man? As an independent individual artist, Ice Cube, when he broke away from NWA, he did it different. He came with the language, you know, Nation of Islam conversation. The topics of discussion was different. You know what I mean? He was unorthodox. You know, he had a certain way that he carried himself and presented himself to the public. You know what I mean? And that put him in a position where he's still iconic. Just released the album, Everything's Corrupt. It's 25 years later, he's still dropping music. See? Priority Records was different. Because they linked up with the group NWA and was willing to take a chance with Jerry Heller as the manager, and Eazy-E and Jerry pushing Ruthless Records down a road that had been uncharted territory with calling black men calling themselves niggas. See? With white dudes in the background financing that shit. See? And getting the ear of white America, because white America tends to have a tendency to want to look the other way. But the Beats was banging, the conversation was so strong, white boys in the suburbs like, man, I got to go get that tape. See? Unorthodox, a disruptor. Bad Boy Records was different. Biggie Smalls was different. Puffy, when he found Big, he took the company to a new level. Then he came with the Craig Mack. The Craig Mack was first, but then Big. But he found Big. And I believe he found Big before he found Craig. I'm not real certain on that. But at the end of the day, them two dudes was different. And they really would set the course for Bad Boy Records being what it is today. Because they was out the box with Puffy navigating and steering the ship in the background. See? Being a disruptor. Death Row Records. Different. Uniquely different. You know, everybody on Death Row. Concept at the time in the 90s was crazy. We was like, man, Snoop Dogg off the chain, Dr. Dre's Chronic off the chain, Suge Knight coming with the presence of a street warden, 6'8", 200 some, close to 300 pounds, scary. See, they out the box. They different. Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice album probably be one of the most iconic albums that he's ever made and will ever make. But they was out the box. They didn't follow the same trend, doing the same thing. Who else we got? Okay, so we got politics. Donald Trump. What Donald Trump has managed to do, which is really a sleight of hand technique, because everybody keep talking about he's stupid, he dumb, he this. Dude ain't dumb in the slightest. He's a Gemini, number one. He's two people rolled into one. But he's not dumb at all. He's using techniques. He's using war tactics. He's using linguistics. He's using things to keep the American public on their edge, off their feet, disillusioned, confused, angry, upset. He's doing what's necessary to keep his conversation going. Now, some of his tactics may be a little bit out of order. Some of his tactics may be a little bit disrespectful, but he's unorthodox. He's a disruptor. He is the prime example of somebody who is disrupting politics and has people ready to lynch that man from a tree, because that's how angry blacks, whites, Mexicans, Jews, Muslims, you name it, Christians, all of them at some point, somewhere in the mix, hate Donald Trump for the shit he says and does. But he's an example of an extreme disruptor. Extreme disruptor. Mark Cuban, I ain't even gonna give him the time of day. I mean, he started a business, he did what he did, blase, managed to make some moves and turned out to be a billionaire, bought the Dallas Mavericks, showed his ass, had to go before the NBA committee of something because he was out there acting up and getting fined, blah, 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 disruptor. But the whole purpose of this video is for you to understand that in order for you to really reach the heights that you want to reach, you're going to have to act up. You're going to have to act up inside your comfort zone and outside your comfort zone, because if you don't do something different and you don't do something different so that people can be rewarded with the difference, you're going to end up getting the same old 24/7, 365 days a year. And then you're going to look at yourself and say, man, I should have stuck out. I should have stuck my neck out more. Stop falling in the box. Get out the box. Get out the box. Do something different. Jeff Bezos created Amazon. Well, you know what the story is now. Everybody's shopping on Amazon like Amazon is the major retail store in America. And it's just online. So it's important that you understand what the concept of being a disruptor really is and the need for you to do it so that you can put yourself in position to be able to move and reach some of the heights that you want to reach. It's still a lot of money out here, right? It's still a lot of wealth out here. It's still a lot of people coming up overnight out here, per se. But they might have been doing it for 15 years. But they came up, when you found them, it was overnight. But at the end of the day, they was doing it different. You know what I'm saying? So this is the end. I'm not going to hold y'all. I just really wanted to put that out there because I keep stressing be a disruptor. People don't know. It's some stuff I'm really ready to do. I just need to find some other things that I need to put in place. But I like going against the grain. I like acting up. I like being outside the box. That's why they Cool Water Digital Dope Man. That's a out the box concept. It's really an oxymoron in a sense, but it has a ring to it. And then, I got prior experiences in the entertainment business, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm going to end this video. I want to say appreciate y'all for listening. Check me out, ishiphopdead.com. Look for me at thedigitaldopeman.com. Be on the lookout for the lecture, Who Killed the Black Entrepreneur. Share, subscribe, and let's politic and build, man. You know, it ain't always got to be, you know, just watching, you know, you skate on down the street like, you know, I'm a nice person until otherwise notified. And